hear the expression, God, I wonder what these streets would say if they could talk. Sarasota Street Talk is making the streets talk, and we're recording what they're saying. So that, to me, that is what Sarasota Street Talk is all about.
Sarasota Street Talk is to introduce people of the surroundings.
We're literally right now, we're downtown Sarasota, and we hear people all around us telling different stories. Those are the streets talking.
Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, Scott.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Here we are, as usual, 3 Saturdays a month out in front of Parker's Books and Gator at the Gator Club, and doing our Sarasota Street Talk podcast.
Well, I'm happy to be helping out today.
Yes.
Filling
Thank
in
you for
Mr. Klecka.
Yes. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
Farmers Market is rocking. What a crowd, right?
It's amazing. It's pretty lively. I thought it was going to be maybe a little cold, but it turned out to be gorgeous.
Yes, it was a little chilly this morning in the low 50s. I think we're probably in mid 60s now, going up into the low 70s.
Yeah, it's going to be
so
perfect.
It's going to be a beautiful day all the way around.
Perfect day to be out.
Right, and so today we've got a couple good guests coming on today, and. Do you want to introduce our first guest?
Yes.
So, do you want to introduce ourselves?
Well,
let's do that.
Yeah, because I don't know if everybody knows,
My name is Scott Malouf. I'm a mortgage broker here in Sarasota, Summit Lending Solutions Corp. And joining us today is
Michelle Keyvani. I run the Facebook group Keys to Sarasota. So sort of like a one-stop shop of all the events that are going on. I post about anywhere from 60 to 80-something events a week, primarily what's going on the weekend. And just to add a personal twist, I attend those events, and then I do a write-up. I make videos while I'm there. I take pictures, and I do kind of like a show and tell.
And you sleep well on Sunday night.
I sleep
Between
very well.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, hitting 80 events, yes,
Yeah.
you got to be pretty tired.
Yeah, all 80.
And your husband is probably tired as well.
He's tired, too.
Hey. So, so we got a great guest sitting here with us.
Yes. So
and we usually let them just introduce themselves.
I
why don't we do that?
Here I am. Can you
And
hear
Nick,
me?
get right up there like a rock
Can
star.
you guys hear me
You
okay?
seem like you're doing it perfectly.
Check 1 2, check
Yep,
1 2.
You're right there.
switch.
Gorgeous.
Yeah,
Let's,
so go
let's
ahead.
show how
Here we
handsome
Oh
Nick
my
is.
gosh.
There he
Oh
is.
my gosh, not today.
So
It was a long night, okay?
Tell us a little bit. Introduce yourself.
So I'm Nick Perdue, the Director of Food and Bev and Entertainment over at Ovation Hotel. Gorgeous property. We call it the Taj Mahal of Sarasota. Love that. Some people say that also. Usually it's just me saying that. And then
Right.
other people nod their heads and they kind of smile and
I
say, "Good for you,
agree.
man. Good for you." But it's a gorgeous hotel, full service. 3, soon to be 4 venues / outlets within the hotel. Seems to be a nightlife, a part of the nightlife biology of Sarasota, or has become that. Things are changing in Sarasota, as we all see. I mean, for God's sake, it's becoming a city. I'm worried about my bike, actually. I didn't lock it up. I think we're going to become
You're
a
fine.
real city
I think,
one of these days.
no.
I got my eye on it.
No, we're not letting that happen.
it
So
out.
our Ovation is located where?
So that's at the end of Palm, so 1255 Palm Avenue, North Palm. So right near the waterfront, just in that whole area with Kojo and
it's an amazing
Palm Ave Deli,
location.
and that whole area is just gorgeous.
Palm's
Hotel
my
came
favorite
up about-
street.
It's fabulous.
Yeah.
If you guys caught me on my bike ride, but you ride your bike or you drive, you walk, whatever, down Palm, all the way to what is it, Bayshore, right? Maybe to Selby Gardens or something like that. It's the most it's the jewel of the city.
Yeah, that would
Palm
be
Avenue's fantastic.
Palm ends over at Mound.
There you go.
By Selby Garden. And you
I
can
know
walk
where I'm
all the
going,
way down
okay?
Palm, all the way down Palm.
Tammy
Yeah, you're right.
Amy.
I'm going somewhere.
No,
Anyway.
and it takes you there.
It's a gorgeous location. We look over the waterfront. But it's different because a lot of rooftops or aspirational roof. You're kind of above it all. Whatever else. Our sister property, which I will not say the W word, but
Okay.
they've got a beautiful view too. But ours is like in the heart of the city. You've got the entire. You look around. You're in. You almost feel like you're in this metropolis. It's gorgeous. So I tend to think that our view is the
Yours
best
is the
view of
best.
city.
I love the view.
I'm a little
Up on
biased.
the roof. And what's the name of the bar up on the rooftop?
Perspective Rooftop Bar,
Perspective.
perspectiverooftopbar.com.
Okay.
Got to shout it out.
It's one of our
gorgeous.
favorite places to go.
It is.
Oh my God!
We've
and the
been-
VIP
we've had
up there,
groups up
it's like
there a
nothing
lot,
in the
and-
nation.
I mean, in
It's just
fact,
a
you're
lot of
such a
fun.
mainstay there. I feel like I already know you just from seeing
We
you
do
behind
see
the
that.
bar.
You're
seeing
always
I
you-
live there. There's actually
Yeah.
6 of us in vats like the Matrix in the back.
Yeah.
They just wake us up. I'm one of them. Not in great condition today, but the other one, getting some sleep, getting the nutrients, pumping through the veins.
Yep.
They'll wake up at 1.
Yeah.
So
Well, you guys probably, you
we swap out.
yeah.
We
you're-
can't be
you're
everywhere
there
at once.
till-
You have to clone the
you're,
people.
You're
the
there
So
till
true.
probably 3-4 in the
Service,
morning,
yeah.
so you got you got to have your time too,
100%.
right?
100%.
Yeah, the views up there from the perspective rooftop bar.
That would be like the 9th floor.
Say again?
8th floor, 9th floor.
8th floor.
Eighth
Yeah.
floor.
Just 8. Everybody hits
You hit 8.
R. Restricted. That's what R means.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we didn't get there New Year's Eve, but you put glass over the pool
Sure
for that
did.
party and made it a
Plexiglass
huge
for
dance
the
floor,
fire
right?
Department. I did not put glass.
Tell
over
me,
the
yeah.
pool.
So describe. So
I
describe
wanna fall
for
I put
people.
plexiglass over the pool.
Plexiglass
And
over the
we
pool.
did
But
it, you know.
describe
fully insured.
describe the bar.
Well, I'll tell you, we
There's a
did
pool.
something.
Yeah.
The rooftop is essentially it's your standard edition rooftop pool bar, and then you've got just at least 54 seats by the pool. Fantastic view, obviously, of the Bayfront. For New Year's Eve, we ended up putting, for the first time ever, plexiglass over our pool, just a humongous pool, and turning it into a dance floor for Robbie Rivera and Val Vera, DJ Dean, who's
I
one
know.
of Joey D's acolytes. Just a really, really special night.
Yeah.
The highest revenue of the
I regret missing that one.
The entire history of the hotel.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just insane. And of course, all compliance with every single city code
Ordinance.
for
I'm
ordinance
sure.
and capacity and all of that. Of course, yes, but also just such a magical night. The energy was on fire. The DJs
And were you able to see
fantastic.
the fireworks from there?
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean,
Oh,
it's
wow.
funny because it's like Sarasota 1 right here.
Yeah.
Which we projected our own fireworks show onto just in case it's an insurance policy. Because July 4th, it was a little bit too far to the left. It
Right.
was a little, it was fine, but in any case, we did our own projections with Michael Murphy, Michael Murphy on Instagram. Check him out. Really unbelievable laser projectors onto those 2 pillars. Because when you look out from perspective, from our Ovation Hotel, you see Sarasota 1 Tower. And I've always thought that's a prime piece of real estate for like some really great sponsorships and, billboards and all of this. So what we did was we had these laser projectors from our friend Michael Murphy right there in that parking garage shooting up, doing the countdown 10, 09,
Wow.
08, 07, all the way to 1. It just absolutely
All right, so I'm not
impressed
missing this
everybody.
next year. That's
Okay,
it.
I was gonna
Pineapple drop what? I mean,
I am
who
not
cares
missing
about
this next
the
year.
pineapple?
now that we know you,
I love the pineapple
can
drop.
you
I'm just kidding.
get us in on that reservation right now?
Yeah.
Just put us down.
Get in
We're
it now because
We're in,
this
yeah.
year, I mean, it's so crazy because when you get into this business, it's so nuts. I'm 35, so I got into this whole thing when I was, probably 22.
Well, you started in South Beach, right?
I started in South Beach, Miami, Florida.
Miami,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
That's where I was cutting my teeth down there. And you just if you same thing with Vegas. When you experience that level of hospitality, when you experience that level of just absolute insanity, nothing you can't go back.
Right.
There's doors that lock behind you in life. You can't go back to just like, well, we've got an old-fashioned special, and we've got a couple of mojitos, and a shot Jameson is $5 with a beer. You can't do that anymore. You have to constantly exceed
Elevate.
your own expectations.
Yeah.
Subsequently, all ships rise. Everybody gets a piece, but that was really the crescendo of my career. I mean, that last New Year's Eve at Art Ovation was absolutely baller, insane. It's never been done.
So,
I mean, honestly.
I did go to the Halloween party.
Now, how'd you like it?
I had a great
I
time.
hated it. She says, "What?
I had a great time.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
No, it's fantastic.
Yeah. So that
The
was
ballroom.
So now I'm thinking, okay, now this is going to be even a level up from that because I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
Like to me,
I'm gonna have to like jump. I'm gonna have to like decapitate somebody and roll their head down a pyramid or something next
I
year.
know,
I don't
like,
know what
how
I'm
you
gonna do.
gonna keep topping it.
How to last
Yeah.
year's
It's gonna
Halloween?
be like Apocalypto or
Because
something.
I feel like because I'm from New
Throw
Jersey.
somebody over the belt.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how we're gonna top it.
Throw
So-
somebody over the.
I think living in Jersey, going to nightclubs my whole life in New York City.
Right.
Since I'm literally, I was sneaking into clubs
Right.
since I'm 13.
Limelight, probably.
So,
Did you go to
absolutely,
Limelight?
I went to the Limelight. Oh my God, yeah.
I went to Limelight
So,
right before it closed.
you
And
know,
CBGB, by
we
the way. They
don't
kicked me out of
have stuff
CBGB.
like that here.
No.
So when you throw these Halloween parties and you do these top level and you get the the level of DJs that you did, 'cause
And
there
the
was that
production
one,
value.
the Felix the cat.
Felix the house cat came in for Halloween.
He was, I was.
He's
so
legendary.
upset.
The guy
He
is a
legendary.
legend. I mean, he and Frankie Knuckles or Louis Vega or something like
Those
that.
are the
These are
guys.
guys that are like they created house music.
They did.
So you it's like how do you?
You can't miss them.
It blew my mind. Dylan Gracie, who's my booking agent and like major help with all of the like riders and everything. This guy like understands music. Like he's unbelievable. I mean, like I know production.
Yeah.
He knows music. When he told me that he was like, "Hey, I've got an in with the manager for Felix the House Cat," I was like, "Are you?" I fell out of my chair.
Well, when I
that's
saw
insane.
you
I mean, I was listening to Felix House Cat when I was 11 years old.
When I
Seriously.
saw him promoted and that he was going to be there, for me personally, I was like, "There's nowhere else I'm going. I have to see this guy." So
It was
he
nuts.
was really who brought me in, and then of course the expectations and how you set up the room.
Man.
You felt like you were transported back to,
Totally.
like I said, a nightclub in the city.
We got Michael Murphy. We got Stephanie Gray Production. I'm sure you guys have interviewed her, perhaps.
Not
before.
yet.
Stephanie Gray's amazing. Big shout out to her. She is truly like, Michael Murphy and Stephanie Gray together is like peanut butter and jelly. I mean, they're just for production value. We work together in like a vision. I'll just call them. I'll be like, hey, I want like Wes Anderson, Bohemian Grove, Charlie Manson. And they'll hang up the phone. And they're like, we got it.
Right.
It's
Awesome.
unbelievable. And this last one, I was like, Halloween's tough because when you're doing big productions like that, like in theater or anything else, I was a theater kid growing up. I'm sure you can't tell. But, when you're doing big productions like that, Halloween is tough because you have to, New Year's Eve, everybody just wants champagne and glitter and it's
Right.
easy.
Yeah.
You just have to provide the best possible party with music and production. But Halloween, it's like you got to transform a whole area into
Like a mood.
something.
Yeah.
It's got to be like scary, but hot,
Yeah, like
but
Wicked.
sexy,
Right.
Exactly.
but
yeah.
like terrifying. So we came up this last time. It was Neon Terror. So I was saying to them, I was like, this was like weeks and weeks. We were going to do like what was it called? Not the Grand Bohemian. Yeah, the Grand Bohemian by Wes Anderson. We were going to do like a whole take on that. Where like if everybody died in the Grand Bohemian, and it's a hotel or like Tower of Terror, what would that look like? Because
Yeah.
we're a hotel.
Yeah.
But then I was like, that's a little bit pastiche,
Yeah.
right? It just seems like we're copying art. So I go, let's do something. It's like Neon Terror, where it's like 80s slasher, just Scarface, zombified, palm trees, blood everywhere. Mm-hmm. We were going to put a big, we got shot down for this. We're going to put a giant, like, cotton balls all the way up on like a giant mirror and have people like take pictures next to it. They were like, no, you can't do that.
Cotton
That's
ball.
too far.
That's funny.
So,
Splattered with blood.
Right.
and you were there.
I was there. Yeah.
I saw some of your video. I think you posted.
I did videos.
How did you like it? What did you dress as? Did you enter the costume contest?
I should have, but I dressed as a black crow, but like a sexy one.
You dressed as a sexy black crow? Like the crow?
Yeah.
Like the crow, like Bruce Lee's son that died?
Kind of, yeah.
On the set of The Crow?
Yeah.
That was you? The Crow, not like the bird, like a bird?
Well, I was a mix because I wanted some wings.
Wow.
I just kind of, I definitely combined it, but it was
Okay.
good. It was good.
That's cool.
It
So
was
you were
good.
the Crow, the superhero, Bruce Lee's son,
And-
plus feathers.
Plus feathers.
So you were Rufio from Hook.
Yeah. I was a little bit of everything that night, I think, but it was such a good time, and I got up on the stage. And I listened to Felix, and I danced.
You
my
got up
butt
on
off.
stage for the dance floor?
I did.
The catwalk was,
I was
so
on the
cool.
I was on the catwalk.
So cool.
And then we got off the catwalk, and there was the contest, and we
The
got to
contest.
see like the highlight of some of the best costumes.
I can't go out of town anymore.
You can't.
I was-
you can't. 'Cause
I was
you-
up in Chicago,
if you
or I was
leave,
in
you're gonna miss
Michigan.
something
Yeah, I
all the
know.
time. There's always something, right?
Yeah.
I wanted a
It was-
contest to go. I wanted to like have judges and everything. And by the time we got, I mean, that ballroom's humongous.
It is.
How many square footage do you think it is?
I don't know, but how many
Square
people
feet?
did you have that night? Because it was full.
It must have been 500 or 600. I mean,
Yeah.
truly.
I know.
In that space. And it was like a
But the
sardine
weird thing
can.
is I didn't feel like that. I
Right.
felt sardinish towards the bar,
Right,
when you were
right.
trying to get a drink. But
Table.
other than that, I felt like it was,
We left room for the VIP and all of that. And
Yeah.
That stuff sells out in like 2 seconds. It's so crazy because we used to wait and wait and wait. When I first got to Art of Eight, we would wait and wait and wait to sell these tickets. And now it's like ever since last year, 4th of July, it's like day 2 we're sold out. VIP. It's wild.
That's
Well,
good.
and
The
you have,
the
and
crew
you
has
can
done
do.
immensely. I can thank my team for that, honestly.
People can also get the cabanas on the.
Always, every
the
weekend.
rooftop.
Well, every weekend it's like we do this really awesome thing where it's like, we've got the sparklers and the bottle service, and we always have great deals on bottle service on Friday, Saturday, Thursday. I mean, any night really.
Mm-hmm.
But that's when the DJs are. You got DJ Dean on Friday night, or I'm sorry, Saturday night. Joey and his acolytes on Friday night. Before that, in the summer we're going to start doing the day parties, right, where it's all day pool deals and the cabanas just never
that'll
stop.
be fun.
It's always wild. We've done a lot of work with this group called SRQ Social. Good kids, they're
Right.
like
I'm familiar.
they're younger. They're like early 20s.
20s, yeah.
But they pack the house too. They always bring a good crowd and a couple of other different groups also.
So-
But the day parties are great, honestly.
Yeah, I was going to ask about
coming
that.
up, too.
What do you have coming up? What's
Yeah.
kind of coming up the next few? Are there any huge special events on top of the day thing? Like you said, I've been up
I mean,
there for
day
a few
season.
day events. Yeah,
it's finally getting like to the level where we can bask in the sun again. We always have down in the gallery. We've got. I've engineered some live music at least every night of the major nights. So like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We'll probably hit Sunday again once things get cooking for season after March. But you've got Matt Ragas residency on Wednesday. He does a wonderful swing and jazz and everything.
yeah.
The guy's
I
a
met
Broadway
him.
trained. He's like unbelievable. He
Yes.
could be on like, I don't know, what's the new show? Not American Idol.
And he's very handsome. A lot of people
Handsome
appreciate
guy.
even just looking at him.
That's right.
Yeah.
And people dance. I mean, it just gets wild. Thursday, Matt Frost. He was in Bird Tribe, which I'm sure you remember. Really, just awesome rock band. Sort of like Led Zeppelin-y.
Okay.
Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young-y.
okay.
Friday night, Alex Costa actually has taken the resident spot there. Amazing flamenco guitarist. A little bit of blues too. The guy can play Jimi Hendrix' Red Gate. What's the name of the track?
You should know this.
I should, but I don't.
I feel like we're at trivia.
Anyway, he can play it like nobody else I've ever
We got
heard.
plenty of trivia.
And Saturday, Emily, now Frost, who is Matt Frost's now wife, but Emily Ross was her name. If you know her, she's actually played the
Yes, I'm
the
familiar with her
Farmer's
too.
Market. Yeah, so
Wow.
she's amazing, folk singer. Just
So you have the rooftop. You have the bar area down in the right.
gallery
the,
bar.
You have the
gallery bar,
restaurant.
Yeah, we got Siva just opened, which is great. They're doing fantastically too. I mean, we opened in summer of last year, which was, summer is what summer is, and we're like, oh my gosh, like what's going to happen here? It's like Mediterranean, whatever. And then in the fall, it just like took off, and so as of late, I mean, even as of last night, I mean, we're just totally booked. Like,
So now, were you responsible for coming up with the cocktail menu for the restaurant?
So all of the restaurants and bars, my cocktails and wine, that's all me. That's all my programming. And yeah, it's like I'm passionate about obviously cocktails and wine too.
I wrote down a wine that I heard. I actually watched a little video.
I see it. I actually
You
saw
see
you
it,
wrote
right?
Zeno Mavra down, yeah.
And I feel like just when I saw you were in an interview on Suncoast and you were describing the flavor of this wine, and I said, I have to have that.
Tongue stripper. Is that what I said?
Tongue stripper.
It is. It's
So I-
super tannic.
So I definitely need to come by and at least have that wine, get a
I'm
glass of
telling
wine.
you, it's fantastic.
Now,
And,
is that at any of the bars or is that just at the restaurant?
That is just at Siva.
Okay.
And, Zeno Mavra is a really interesting and cool, Eastern European wine. It's a Greek wine. And the Greeks invented wine like they invented everything else if you ask a Greek, right? So the vines grow in this little tiny basket, and they weave the basket, and then the grapes grow inside, so they're almost like sheltered from
The elements.
sunlight and the elements. So these precious tiny little grapes, and they have this thick skin. And if you know anything about wine, the thicker the skin, and just it produces this really nice, almost a bitter quality to the wine. Tannic is what we call it, right? It's not. You taste a Merlot, it's super super sweet. You taste something like a Cabernet, you're like,
It's
what is that?
got a bite.
That's tannins, right? Zeno Mavro is actually the highest tannin level of any wine, and it's super light though. It's like a Pinot Noir. It's honestly my favorite
Because
wine.
Pinot Noir
ever.
is my favorite. So
Okay, well, you might like it.
Now,
If
do you
like it.
ever mix drinks still, or you're done doing
I-
that, or do you sometimes just miss it and you get behind that bar and
Man, I do.
You
yeah,
do.
there comes a point because like Saturday is my Thursday, where I'm just like I'm so tired of looking at spreadsheets and so tired. I'm just like, man, I've done it all. I've done like all of this boss work. I've done all of this work
wanna have
or all of
fun.
this planning or all of these. I'm like on the phone all day, and I will just go up there at like 10:30. We call it power hour, 11 o'clock, 11 to 1, where it's just a madhouse. And I mean, you go up there on a Saturday night at 11, you're just
I think they
You're gonna
need
get
you.
run
I think
over,
they need an
basically.
extra hand sometimes.
perhaps.
Right? Yeah.
No, my team's good, but I'll tell you, I'll go in there just like Angel Michael and just start slaying demons. Just and they're demons by that hour, believe it or not. And it's so fun. I started as a bartender. I started as a
know.
club bartender.
Yeah.
And I kind of like walk myself up the
Right.
stairs, but I still love it. And it actually, like, a lot of people get pissed off or stressed out about it. I go in there and it's just like, boom, nothing matters. I'm in robo mode. I'm like shucking and jiving,
that's
having a
like-
good time.
Yeah, that's in your chemical makeup at this point, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now I know
and
that
I can bartend faster than any of my crew. I just want to tell that to them right now. We almost had a competition, but yeah,
that would be fun.
So special events.
you got to do if
We
you
got
teach.
Halloween, 4th of July,
Uh-huh.
New Year's Eve.
What else, Nick?
Oh gosh, Valentine's Day is coming
Valentine's
up. That's
Day?
in
Okay.
Siva.
All right.
We do an Under the Stars toast upstairs.
Okay.
It's still a little chilly, for full dinner upstairs by the 14th.
Right.
But it's a lot of fun for a drink. It's a lot of fun. I think it's Wednesday this year, right?
Yep.
Yeah, sorry.
So is my bike still here?
It's still
Are you
here.
watching it?
I am.
We're
It's-
becoming a
it's
big
in my
city now.
peripheral.
This is
So-
bike theft is going to be a big deal.
All right. So before we go, do you know the hot seat?
No, it's the
Okay.
hot seat.
So,
Am I in the hot
and it's
seat?
kind of hard when we have somebody like yourself.
Okay.
Putting you on the hot seat, but it is kind of more of a hot seat when we have somebody in the industry. 2 favorite restaurants.
For me,
Yep, 2 favorite restaurants.
do you want me to just
2,
go
3.
for it?
Yeah, just go for it.
We're
2,
just
3.
going to do some round robin questions right now.
No, this is just kind of how we wrap up the show.
My two favorite
Unless you wanna talk
restaurants.
about
My
more-
2 favorite
something else.
restaurants in town right now, right?
Yeah.
Have to be.
It's hard, right?
No. It's not that hard. It's just like
But there's so many. We always
hard
talk.
for me.
What are your two
Well,
favorite
we
bands?
always talk about how many great restaurants there are. So Mark and I are always asking our guests.
And I'll
There's
try
parting-
a new one, and
the
the new
parting
one will
question.
become,
Right.
yeah.
But there's so many great restaurants and bars and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of, it's not really a hot seat, but it's kind of the hot seat question.
like
the hot seat for you,
and,
Nick.
and we'll let you leave out the one that's in your hotel.
yeah.
Obviously, that's number one, right? That's
Yes.
number one.
That's the
Everything
best.
in Artivation is my
Yes,
favorite.
that's number one.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I'm going to give a shout out to like one of the newer restaurants, which is Namo, right over here, across from Joe's.
Okay.
It's a little ramen shop, right? You
Oh,
ever
no
been there?
kidding. No.
oh, I have heard of that.
Come on,
Yes.
I have not.
I'll tell you this: they got
It's the
great,
first
they got
time
great ramen.
somebody's brought that one. All
Got
right.
great ramen, but I'll
Okay.
tell you this: they've got the best wings in town. I'm not
No
joking.
kidding.
The best wings I've had in
Wow.
Sarasota.
All right.
That's good to
Had wings
know.
a lot of time, a lot of places. all
Yes.
over the world.
No,
So,
that's good.
So now we're
And
learning
then-
from Nick.
Yeah.
What's that steakhouse? God, it's not Sunset Grill. That's
Is it downtown or
no?
just
It's on
in-
Siesta. It's that steakhouse.
Oh, Summer House. Summer
Oh,
House.
God, I love Summer House. I
I
gotta give them
celebrated
a,
a
shout out.
birthday
They do
there.
everything right.
Yeah.
They do everything right at Summer House.
It's really good. And their waiters, they're so personable. I felt like I was
Right.
best friends with mine by the end of the night.
Yeah, and I'm when Prime opens, where the Quay used to be, that's gonna probably be my new favorite. I don't know if you guys have heard of this
No.
new steakhouse. I guess I don't want to plug them.
Oh, you
because
mean
they're
the one
gonna be my
that's going to
competition.
go up?
right where the Quay was, right,
okay.
right where the old Daruma was. Basically, they've got a
Prime
whole
is
thing.
is all over the country, though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're,
Prime's
they're a
like- I've
national
heard of
chain.
it.
I'm
Yeah,
sure they're
because
going
I've
to
heard of
be
it.
big. They're
Yeah,
like,
I'm sure
it's
of
like
it.
Burns or something like that. It's just like unbelievable stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. But for the meantime, what was it?
Summer House.
Summer House. Why
Summer
can't I
House.
remember that? Summer House and Namo,
Okay.
right across the street.
Cool.
That is good because my son's obsessed with ramen, so maybe we'll
So
have to go
somebody-
there today.
So somebody wants to look you guys up again. Website.
PerspectiveRooftopBar.com. So
Okay.
that's going to be the rooftop, and then
Yep.
just Artivation Hotel. You can make a
Artivation
booking
Hotel.
at any time. Stay with us. You stay with us. It's going to be the best experience in Sarasota. Honestly, I mean,
Right.
we're an art hotel. We're an autograph collection Marriott. So
Yeah.
we've got all of the frills and all of the fun, but it's, the center is the community.
I might do a staycation there.
You should.
But what I wanted to ask you is, do you think that the reservations are sold out for Valentine's Day? Because now
No.
I'm feeling like that's where I want to go.
You should get on it because they are going
I'm gonna
fast.
get on it.
Valentine's Day is
Your
going
husband
fast.
just
I mean,
walked by.
technically, my
You should've
husband
said
should
that
be
when he was
getting on
here.
it, Nick, but sometimes a girl's got to do what she's got to do to get
Right.
the reservation.
Just do it in an open table. He can pay the bill.
There you go. Yeah.
Exactly.
There you go.
Oh, so nice
All
to
right,
meet
well,
you.
Yeah, good chatting with you
Thanks
guys.
for being on. That was very informative. I do love that place. I might actually be there tonight.
Yeah. Got to plug Sun Life Apparel Co. too. These are my
Okay.
buddies. Love these guys.
Sun
Local
Life-
company. They do T-shirts like this and all sorts of cool
Oh, no
stuff.
kidding.
I was
Cool
gonna say, I
logo,
like your
too.
shirt.
Glows in the dark.
Did they do the shirt?
No, they didn't. They do something like
Like
it.
the shirt.
All right.
Okay.
Their logo's cool. It's all Sarasota stuff. So
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, thank you. Oh my gosh. Here we go.
Oh, did he?
Thank you.
A lot of fun. A lot of information.
Yeah, I talk a lot, so.
No, that's great.
Me too.
That's great. We've got somebody coming on shortly, so we're gonna wrap up this session. We got to get.
Well, that was
we gotta get up
fun.
this- yeah,
That was
awesome.
so fun. What a
Awesome.
good
I'm so glad.
guy.
We've been trying to get him on for a couple weeks. I'm glad we
Yeah.
got him on finally.
Well, like I said,
and we'll
we
have
see
him
all the
again.
time,
And we'll have him again. I'm sure
But-
if he'll do it.
He's usually too busy to talk when we see him at Art Ovation,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
At Perspective. So it was nice to get some one-on-one time with him.
I say hi to him. Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
He's gone. He's always running up there.
Now I can say, remember me?
Yeah,
Remember me
right?
from the podcast?
Now he might at least know us, right? He's famous.
He's famous.
Yep. So, anyways, all right. we're gonna take a break.
Okay.
All right.
That's good.
And we'll be
Good
back
stuff.
in a few minutes. All right. Make good choices.
Make good choices.
See you soon.
Okay.